Cyril Ramaphosa will today deliver the keynote address at the National Day of Reconciliation celebrations in Limpopo's Vhembe district. This year, the government is commemorating the day under the theme Strengthening Unity and Social Cohesion in a Healing Nation. The Presidency says the day serves as a call for people to fight discrimination, xenophobia and other intolerances. Last year, the President signed into law legislation to strengthen the criminal justice system, promote accountability across the state and support survivors of various forms of abuse. Let's touch base with Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala, who is at the Fulufelo Special School in Nkondo, where the President is expected to touch base before making his way to the local stadium there. And you're standing by to speak to the mayor of the town. Good morning, Nqobile.
Good morning, Dudu. Yes, indeed, we are standing by to speak to the mayor that has just spent 1 month, by the way, in office. But before we start there, I want to show you what's behind me, Dudu. These are some of the art pieces that are made by the children that come to the school. And this, of course, becomes very important because just like what you were highlighting there, talking about the social cohesion as well as economical growth, really. So this is ensuring that there are skills on the ground as well to the learners that come into the school, that they're able to also in future make their own income. So these are some of the stuff that they get to make, the art pieces, and of course they get to go on sale. As you can see, there's a price tag on them. But it's not just the art pieces as well, Dudu. It's also just what you see here, the furniture as well. This is made by some of the people, the pupils in the school. And of course the President is going to get to see more than just the setup that I'm standing in. And I want to bring in now the mayor to speak to us about this. And I understand, Mayor, this is your first month in office, but if you could perhaps tell us what sort of goals do you have for this municipality, especially today you're going to be hosting, you're going to be speaking to all your principal heads as well. So what sort of goals do you have?
As the host district municipality, first of all, let me indicate that we are so happy to host the President of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa. Indeed, this is an important day, a historical day for all of us as South Africans, because the country is now free from apartheid and we are now in a democratic, non-racial, non-sexist South Africa, which is a better country for all of us to live. So, as the executive mayor of this district, I have also witnessed transformation of the country. Even as women, we are now in leadership position. So as I'm in a position, what is key for me is to understand the work that tribal leaders have. In this district, my goal is to work hand in glove with the traditional leaders, because there is no way where we can implement government work without them.
And I want to speak to that because government work also touches people's lives on the ground. What sort of leeway do people in here have in communicating with you? Because quite often you find that communities would ask that their leaders are not on the ground. So what are you doing differently?
I've got a plan at hand. My plan is that I must be able to ensure that in each and every ward, the ward councillor, the ward committee members, as well as traditional leaders, civic organizations must be able to form committees, so that these committees must be able to report anything that happens in their wards. It can be social problems or anything that has got to do with service delivery. Because as I said, the district is too wide for us to can know what is happening, is to have those committees. And then also, as an executive mayor, I've got a plan that each and every week, those who are dealing with water issues in different local municipalities, we have got 4 local municipalities. It is Collins Chabani, it is Musina, Thulamela, and Makhado. So, as a district, there must be people on the ground, those are working with us as at Vhembe District Municipality, I must have reports from them on a weekly basis to know what is happening. If there are issues on boreholes, we've got a challenge where boreholes are always vandalized. If they are not vandalized, you find that boreholes, there is a problem. They are not energized. Sometimes in a village, we need to have a borehole that is drilled. But as a mayor, I can't know if I don't have those committees at place.
Open door policy there, that's very interesting. But Mama, with the understanding of reconciliation, this also meant that there's some sense of accountability and a sense of building up from the ground infrastructure, that people have access to all the services that they need in this very point. Would you say then that this municipality has grown from where it was to now?
Indeed, I can say yes, it has grown from where it was, because we are able to provide people our main mandate, our main core mandate is to provision water for our communities and as well as sanitation. So there are places like Nkondo. We have got a big scheme where we have upgraded it. I can now speak proudly to say that people are receiving water, those who are around that area. And a challenge is where we have a Nandoni Dam. So Nandoni Dam was giving water to Guyani residents, whereas people who are staying around there, they have no water. But I'm happy to say that we are busy with that, or we have got a service provider who is going to make sure that the surrounding people who are around, surrounding Nandoni must also drink water.
Yes, and whilst we speak about that service delivery, just driving this side, we notice that there are kind of a lot of potholes as you drive on the road. What are sort of places and plans in place to ensure that that infrastructure is also not ignored?
Indeed, we are busy fixing those things, because as a district executive mayor, I work hand in glove with all locals who are responsible for fixing roads, as well as the RAL. And the roads that we are using, it belongs to SANRAL. But because of district development model, we sit together and plan so that we fix everything. The local municipalities their work is to see to it that internal roads are up to scratch, and they are doing that. They did a marvelous job. If you can go to Collins Chabane, all the streets are up to scratch. I'm saying Collins Chabane because it is a newly established municipality, so we are satisfied about that.
All right, and lastly, I mean, you are going to be hosting the president of the country. There's quite a lot to reflect on, and I mean, South Africa in general has a lot of challenges that they are faced with. Tell us what you're going to be saying to the president today, especially to fix for the people of Vhembe.
My important issue here is where we are, Fulufelo Special School. You have noticed that they are doing a lot of good things, but they have got challenges like transport and infrastructure. There is overcrowding. If they can get better facilities with the work that they are doing, definitely we can say that as a district we can be the happiest. Transport issue, parents are paying for their learners' transport. This school used to have a bus, but it has worn out. It's no longer in use. They only depend on 2 buggies, so it will be good for this school to be, to get resources, because their work is marvelous.
Thank you very much. Well, that is the mayor of Vhembe Municipality District. And what's very important there was she's touching on scholar transport has become a major issue all around South Africa. Most of schools struggle with that, and that's something, of course, to perhaps look into quite closely. And of course, she's touching on the fact that the infrastructure development as well is one of those things that they are going to be highlighting. She is the she is the mayor in this area, and she is going going to be hosting the President when they arrive here, as well as the Minister. We are expecting the Premier as well and the MEC also to be here to sort of see this work that is done by these children that, of course, are in need of that scholar transport that she's speaking about. We will keep that in mind and sort of ask that from the Minister as well in terms of what sort of things are they going to put forward to assist this municipality as well.
Okay, Madlala, thank you very much for that report.